Alright, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. I've been going over a series of video presentations for the Rankin Technical College Application and Web Development AWD1111.NET Framework with Web Databases class. Our textbook is Lee Naylor's ASP.NET MVC with Entity Framework and CSS. I am working my way through Chapter 9. And I'm up to page 354, as you see. Get rid of this. I've got my mail running here, so that's why you're hearing that beeping. All right, there we go. All right, so we're up to page 354, updating product deletion to avoid foreign key conflicts. It says we have a foreign key product ID in order lines, which references the product entity. When a user deletes a product, we do not want the order lines to be deleted, so we created this as a nullable foreign key. To prevent a foreign key violation, we need to set this foreign key to be null. All right. As an alternative, we could have recorded the product ID, but not as a foreign key. So this is what the author decided to do. To prevent a foreign key violation, this is what they're doing. Now, and if you're not aware of this, typically when you have a one-to-many relationship like what you have between orders and order lines, you take the primary key from your one side, which would be orders, and you add it as a field in your many table, which would be order lines. And you do that so that you're able to relate the two together. So the order ID that you add from orders into order lines is added as what's referred to as a foreign key. All right. At the moment, there is no link to the order index page, so we update the index.cshtml to add a link at the bottom so that the user can view their orders as shown right here. Next, we add a link to the admin index view so that the admin user can also view all orders that are in this particular set up this particular way. Searching and sorting orders on page 356. So far we have an order page where users or administrators can view orders, which is a good start, but we may end up with a site with thousands of orders, so we need a way to filter and sort those orders. First, we add a text search feature that will search all of the text fields and the ID of an order. We've also included the products of the order in the search so that the order can be located when searching for a product. Now remember, when you start talking about things like this, there's basically two types, possibly at least, of things that can be ordered. The first that can be ordered would be an individual. So they probably aren't going to have a lot of things in there. But secondly, you could have potentially a company that could have hundreds of orders that have not been placed yet, but that have been basically been set up. So to add text search to the orders, we start by modifying the index method. You can see there's a lot of stuff that's being done here. So if any of these are filled in, basically, that's what they're saying right here. We're going to set up the order. We have replaced the entire contents of the method to retrieve all the orders from the database and then filter them using the criteria that we talked about earlier. We then perform a search over many fields within the order, all right, including the order ID, delivery name, and delivery address fields, and the total price field. Finally, we allow the user to search within the name of each product by using the any operator. So we're using a link query in here to do all this. The code will generate an HTML form that uses get to call the index method to do basically what we want it to do. So we're able to come in here and search for orders by ID or via some kind of text that'll go through most of the other fields. To add date searching, first modify the index method so that we're not able to just search for strings, but also for starting and ending dates. Then we make the check in here, and as it says, the datetime.tryParse method has been used to parse the string passed from the form into a date, and then the code searches the create date property to determine if it is between the two date parameters. All right. To add some HTML controls to the form search by date, add the following code to the index.cs HTML file. So we want date pickers. If you view the orders page using Chrome, this is what it'll look like. All right. So if I search between dates, it's going to come up with the picker. So if I want to see what I ordered between certain dates, again, may not be that important for an individual customer, would probably, at least probably, be much more important if you were talking about doing it for a business, as an example. To see the new search in action, perform a search between the dates 2/1/14 and 3/1/14. I don't know if it'll let me do this or not, but we can try. All right. Now you'll notice that by default I can put things in there, or I should be able to click on here and get this. So again, I could also do it for the month 3. It's 7. That's got today's date. It puts in there by default. So I'd have to move back to 2014, and I could do that, but it would take a while to do that. So let's just say 03/01/2014. All right, and submit that, and it'll only show me dates that fall within that realm. There were none, but you get the idea. Okay? They went a little further with this, and that's why it looks different than mine does. All right, sorting orders on page 363. Previously, when sorting on the product index page, we used a view model. This is the best practice when modeling additional data in the view that does not belong in the business model for the entity. There is an alternative approach to use the view bag object. Remember, this works fine with small amounts of data. We will use this approach in the following code to demonstrate how it can be used. In the order page, we will allow sorting by the user field, total price, and date created. It doesn't make sense to allow sorting on most of the other properties since they can be searched for already. So we add the code here, but we add it using viewBag. In this new code, as mentioned on the top of page 365, the viewBag object is used to store values for the current date, sort order, user sort order, and price sort order. By default, an ascending is used, and if this has been chosen by the user, then the corresponding descending order would be used. So you can do it either way, it sounds like. The switch is used to decide which sort order to use. We have this link in here. Again, some action links. So this will set up the sort order based on user, total price, or time of order. If you now start the website and perform sorting on the orders index page, the sorting will work as expected. However, if you run a search and then try sorting, the search term will be lost and all the orders will be returned. To fix this, we need to add code to the index method of the controller class as follows. This is on page 367. Next, modify the index.cs HTML to use the additional viewBag entries and add them to the sorting links as is shown on 369 there. So this chapter, as mentioned, covered how to use or how to model a checkout process. And we also saw how to display a list of orders, view order details, and search and sort through orders. All right. In the next chapter, in chapter 10, we'll talk about advanced scenarios and common workarounds. So tomorrow I hope to go through chapter 10, which does that, and also chapter 11, which is on using the entity framework code first with an existing database. All right. So, be back with that tomorrow.